everyone, welcome to another episode of Vodcast Theater. I'm Charlie, and this episode is How to Hatch a Dream. Okay, so at this point, we've got a survival job. We've learned how not to go nuts at the survival job. We got our work-life balance going on. We have, all our ducks in a row. At home and at work. I'm like, we're overworked, we're tired, we're stressed, there's, you name it. Gas problems, truck problems, money problems, there's people getting sick, all this stuff, you're getting sick, you're trying, life is still kicking your ass in the midst of all of this. What do you do? What do you do? Well, first off, we breathe. And we remind ourselves two things. One, we remind ourselves that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. No matter how shitty it is, everything is going to be okay. And we just have to keep repeating that over and over and over again until it's instilled in your mind and you believe that. I don't care how many times you have to do it. The second thing is, we go, after we breathe, after we remind ourselves that everything is going to be okay, we sit down and we just relax and take it to a couple minutes just to chill out, just give ourselves a second. We've all been working very, very hard, and I think if you're constantly on this thing, okay, I'm like, I got this accomplished, now I have to get that accomplished. If you're constantly doing that and not spending any time to be grateful, be happy, be excited, be proud of yourself for how far you've come and what you've done, it's really quite sad. Like, you're gonna drive yourself not only crazy, but you're gonna miss out on why you do this in the first place. It's really easy when we're trying to manifest something big, like a dream and a career or whatever, that we get stuck just, chipping away at, okay, this goal is checked off, this goal is checked off, this goal is checked off, this goal is checked off. That's great, but don't forget to be grateful and happy and appreciative and proud of how far you've come. Don't forget that. That's important. That's very important. Especially for a creative person, because I don't think we not all of us, there are some that do this for money and fame. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us. We don't do this for money and fame. No. We do this because we love it. We're proud of it. It keeps us, it keeps our spirit alive. It keeps the energy alive. It keeps everything within us strong. And so, don't forget that. That's important. Now, I'm going to give you the top 4 ways. Okay. The top 4 ways to how to hatch your dream, how to make your dream a reality. One, put your ideas on paper. Now, two things about this. Don't just put your, when you're writing, don't just put put it down on paper. Put everything out on paper. Before I do anything, I'm like, even if the idea sucks, I put it down on paper. So at least I could see where my mind is at, how I could improve it, if it needs improving and if it's a shitty idea. And, where my brain is at and what I need to do. It's very important to be organized when you're trying to manifest a dream, when you're trying into reality. It's really important to be organized and to be honest with yourself about your emotional and mental mindset. Because if you're stressed out, if you're flipped out, if you're scared, if you're frightened, if your inner critic is driving you nuts, you're not going to be able to create anything. You're not going to be able to, because you got all this crap in your head. You got all this noise and nonsense and bullshit in your head. And you know what? We need to put that all out on paper and forget about it. Forget about it. Like, put it down on paper and just, see how you can fix the things in your life that need to be fixed. Now, as far as the creative stuff for people who are writers and writing for a creative project, I'm like, we view it as it's fun until we get stuck, until we get into I'm like, oh no, what the hell? I'm like, I don't have any more ideas. I'm never gonna have a creative idea ever again. That is total bullshit. That's not true. It just feels like I'm like, take a moment to get away from your paper. If you are staring at nothing but your paper or your computer, I'm like, I'm old school that way. I don't always put everything on my computer just because, I don't know. I'm not always around my computer, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm usually out, Number 2, create your life. Now, everything after a while becomes a habit, whether we're aware of it or not. Whether we're aware oh my god, I've been drinking like every day after work for months and months and months. Like, not saying that that's always a problem, but it's just good to be aware of what you're doing, because a lot of times people get in autopilot mode and they don't often think about what they're doing in their day-to-day life until something bad happens. What is happening in when you are constantly, not just doing the basic, drinking your water, exercising, eating well, that's all important, and we need that, and it's, our livelihood. But at the same time, as creative people, as, artists, we have to remember, to do the important shit that we need to do as artists. We need to remember, if we're not scheduling days where we're not practicing lines, where we're not writing, where we're not doing this, we're not rehearsing, that's a bad habit. It's a very bad habit. Because practice, and repetition and learning and all of that are very, very important, and you need that. And all artists know it. It's just having the discipline and the drive. Do you want to work that hard? Some artists don't. Some artists don't give is put practical action into your artistic dreams. How can you actually take this dream and make it a reality? What practical steps do you need to take? You know, do you need a class? Do you need a coach? Do you need to talk to agents? Do you need to, whatever, do you need to submit things, go to auditions, all that stuff? That's, what steps? Where are you at in your career? In any career of your choice. Just break it down step by step. Because when you break it down step by step, in a baby step kind of way, the dream doesn't seem so far away, All of a sudden, you get excited again, and you feel hope again. Oh my God, I can do this. I can make this happen. And you can. Like, all you have to do is put in the effort, the time, the work, and the perseverance it takes to do it. So, get inspired. Get inspired. It helps you, I think, creatively a lot when you're, trying to climb up this mountain. I'm like, when you watch, inspirational stuff, music, movies, documentaries, quotes, books. I'll rewatch just a lot of people in the business, and not only their advice, but their like little quotes of little nuggets of knowledge, little nuggets of gold that they give you to give your brain, like, okay, think about this, and you get a lot from that. You get a lot out of it, and watching everybody's journey and how it started. And it wasn't all peaches and cream for everybody. It wasn't. We have a lot of artists, a lot of very, very high profile, famous people that had a road. And, watching them and watching their work and watching learning about them and their background and everything gives you hope too. And I think that's very important. And reminding you that, yeah, this is a lot of work. It's very hard. And life kicks all of us in the ass sometimes. But that doesn't mean that the dream is over. That doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that, you're just going to have to work hard. You're just going to have to work hard. And do everything you can to overcome everything. And I know, but you know what? Nothing that is worthwhile, comes easy. And I think the harder you have to work at something, the more rewarding it is when you get that ultimate dream, that ultimate desire that you want. You appreciate it a hell of a lot more than what you did without all the struggle. Struggle is important. I'm Charlie. This is Vodcast Theater. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.